I
Ben,
have my black cherry Waterloo drink that I'm gonna pop open, not close to the microphone because I don't want to be a jerk.
I had a plan, Ben, that I'm not going to do. And my plan was I was going to there's a kava drink that I bought, a pina colada kava drink, but kava drinks can affect your liver, and I was like, well, maybe I'm only going to drink it once,
Yeah.
and it said if you drink it and you notice that your eyes turn yellow or what, I'm like, okay, look, it's not going to happen. But just the way that I'm feeling today, the way that today has gone, not taking any chances. I'm gonna be good and work on the straight and narrow. So I drank a glass of water before I sat down. I ate several pieces of thin crust pizza from a place called Chuck's, and now I am ready to podcast. We are already
Sweet.
13 minutes in this episode, Ben. I can't wait.
Episode one
Now,
of a two-parter. Part
let's
two, you'll be able to hear later, or if you're joining us on Wednesday, July 1st. Happy July, Paul! You can hear it in
happy July, Ben.
just a few dozen minutes.
The end of Pride Month happening.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, People are like, Pride Month, let's give them one less day than the possible days available. And people were like, well, that's kind of rude. And then Black History Month said, oh, gentlemen, sit down.
Let me tell you a story.
Something crazy is about to happen. Um, so yeah, I feel as though this July 4th is going to be a little crazy. Already people are shooting off what I call small Midwestern town grade fireworks in the alley right next to our house. Uh, and it's only July 1st.
Yeah.
So,
I'm actually
and
surprised. I normally hear a lot of explosions around Belltown and downtown. I'm actually surprised I haven't heard
mm,
more than I have, but I'm now that it's July and that Independence Day is on Saturday, I'm sure it will start to be explodey around here, scaring the seagulls.
yes. Now, Ben, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have we talked already about Dungeon Crawler Carl?
It sounds vaguely familiar. You might have mentioned him last
It is
week.
a book series that I started to read.
Mentioned it last week.
Uh, yeah, I started to read the book series. I am now in book three. Book four has been ordered. There are, I think, a total of more than four books. Uh, and it's one of those things of I had said that I wasn't going to buy any new books until I got rid of some old ones, but that is not going to happen. And the reason it's not going to happen is because I'm going to continue to read these books. The wait time at the library is bad,
Yeah.
and
God damn it.
so
Ugh.
each what happened?
Nothing. Keep
Was it
going. I'm
okay?
vocalizing my frustrations for things. I'm gonna also. You can
Okay.
keep talking.
So each book is about $20, which when you compare that to go to a night out at the movies, Ben, I think less, right? Cost less money?
Yeah.
Probably. I would think so. And we're talking for most people at least a week's worth of entertainment. For me, maybe 3 days. It depends. I read faster than a lot of people that I know, but it's a great series, and it reminds me a little bit of something that I think we could definitely kill the rest of the hour on, Ben. But I could be wrong. But let's find out. We are talking about the Stephen J. Cannelliverse.
The Stephen
Stephen
J.
J.
Cannell
Cannell.
verse.
Yeah,
Recording in progress.
are you familiar with Stephen J. Cannell,
The TV
the
producer
guy?
who produced a bunch of
Yeah,
TV shows from my childhood.
and writer, right? That's another thing that he did.
Yeah.
We might have talked about uh we did talk about the now he didn't write, I don't think he produced Magnum PI or Quantum Leap. But we did talk about the fact that there was maybe going to be a Magnum PI Quantum Leap crossover.
Yeah.
Stephen J. Cannell wrote a lot of shows that seemed similar to one another. Riptide, The A Team, I believe, I I believe, the two brothers. Who were they? Detectives, two brothers.
Uh,
Har Not Hardcastle McCormick.
yeah,
Uh,
no.
um,
Oh my
you
god.
know what I'm talking
I
about.
do know who you're talking about. Was Gerald McCraney one of them?
Gosh, I want to say, what was it? Both of their last
It
names?
was their last name. It was this blank and blank.
Kramer versus Kramer. No. Uh, so
Simon and
anyway,
Simon.
Simon and Simon. Yeah, I think he did Simon and Simon, but I could be wrong. Anyway, around those times.
Yeah.
And I don't think it ever happened, but what I really wanted to happen, I wanted there to be like many crossovers between those. Like, did Stephen J. Cannell do Knight Rider, for instance? I'd
I
like to
want to
see
say
Knight
he
Rider and the
did.
A Team uh, team
Well,
up,
Knight Rider, he
that
made
sort of thing.
Knight Rider was created by the Battlestar Galactica guy.
They were, in my opinion, like all the Stephen J. Cannell things were of a type. Like they had like a pulp TV kind of thing, as opposed to a pulp novel or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But one of the things I liked about the A Team, and did you watch the A Team, Ben?
Sporadically. It wasn't on. It was a bit before my time when I got to TV watching.
Okay, let's see though if you get it. The A Team, Ben. First of all, uh, were they at all involved with the military?
They were a secret unit. I don't remember if they were a military secret unit, but maybe were they like a government unit?
Well, they were in the military, and then they were convicted of a crime they did not commit, Ben, and they had to go underground, which
Right.
they ended up doing. Um, if you're in helping, you can find them. Maybe you can hire the A Team. So here's the thing: the A Team, they're helping out somebody,
Yeah.
and they're pinned down. They're pinned down in a barn or a garage or a boathouse or whatever. And there are guys with guns, and they're not going to be able to get away, Ben. What does the A Team do?
You got me.
They notice that there's an old car, and they're like, "Does that car still run?" And they say, "It hasn't run in years." And B.A. Baracus says, "Let me at it with a wrench or whatever." And they see sheet metal and all, and they build a thing. Always in the A Team, they build a thing that allows them to get out of whatever situation they're in.
Yeah.
I do remember at one point in time, Howling Mad Murdoch, played by Dwight Schultz, also famous for being Barclay
On Star
on
Trek.
Star Trek.
The Next Generation.
He who had some mental problems of his own, dealing with the holodeck. But anyway, he built a way to get over a prison wall by pretending to be crazy and getting a whole bunch of trash bags and hot air and hair dryers and using the hot air to float a chair over. Now, of course, it wouldn't work,
Right.
but did we talk about this already? The Up thing that I really liked. It was a movie about a
Pixar's
guy
Up.
in a house. Yeah. What the thing in Up is what I wanted to say. I said it a little bit wrong. Uh, where they established early on the higher buoyancy of balloons in this world so that the balloons lifting the house made sense.
Yeah.
Do you remember this?
I don't. I don't think I.
He's got he has like an ice cream bar like cart or something that he's got balloons tied to, and they start to lift the cart up and he pushes the cart down.
Yeah.
and there are very few balloons on it. So it seems so you already established, oh, balloons are more buoyant in this world. Pretty great. And then
as long as
his
you establish
spoilers for Up,
your physics
and
and
then
your
his wife
reality.
dies, which establishes that he's a sad old man who didn't always have to be sad. It's still so bizarre to me, Ben, that in Up, the young Asian boy was the first young Asian voice actor to voice a young Asian boy in a, I believe it was a Disney film.
And that movie was released in a year that started with a 2.
Yes, I could be wrong, but I'm almost positive. It might have been any Disney film, or I mean any
Yeah.
animated film at all, but I think it was specifically Disney.
It's
Do you remember that? That was a thing I remember. I didn't look it up. I just remember it being said
I don't
when it
I
came
no
out.
no I don't remember that being said. But it makes sense. The voice actress who voiced Lilo in Lilo and Stitch recently passed away under horrible circumstances.
Oh no.
And she was not Hawaiian by descent.
Yes. See, yeah, no. That makes wait, was Lilo and Stitch prior to Up?
Yeah, Lilo was I think a cell animated movie.
It
I
was. Yeah.
don't know
Whoa.
if it
Wait, what?
predated Up.
Yes.
I know that
Um
all animated
but it
movies
was,
didn't
yeah, it was
automatically go
Disney.
from cell to CGI.
It was Disney proper, right?
Yeah,
Not Pixar.
yeah.
Yeah, don't know. But still.
Could easily look it up, but I'm too frustrated by my computer now. You like I can your audio isn't freezing for me, but your picture freezes pretty like consistently. I'm having
Oh,
a lot of laptop issues right now, and even though my laptop is 5 years old, which is kind of old for a laptop,
yeah.
it's still like pretty modern. It's a
Yeah.
M1 Max, so I think that should still be good enough, and it shouldn't be suddenly freaking out on me and freezing all the time like it's been doing.
Mm.
Sorry that I'm airing my grievances towards you, Paul Goody, about the things that are happening right now.
Well,
It
Ben,
always
Ben, they
feels
aren't
like
grievances towards me. They're
the technical issues I experience are on days when like we either have to start on time and we don't, or we're going super long because we have to.
yeah.
I'm just in a
It
bad
is.
mood right now.
I mentioned to the people at the top when I was talking about all the things that this podcast is in absolutely no way our livelihood at all. Like it's a hobby.
Yeah.
Uh, and I also mentioned that we are a lot longer than a lot of podcasts. And then I said, wait, no, I don't mean that. I mean, we've been around longer. I
We
mean, we
have.
are also a lot longer than a lot of
Right.
podcasts, but we've been around longer. In
We're
fact, last week, famously,
very
a,
consistent.
occasional listener drunk uh mentioned that a lot of podcasts left the airwaves
Yeah.
or the wire, I guess.
He
Um,
uh he congratulated us on still going strong.
yes. And I made the guess, and I don't know for sure. Maybe you can set me straight.
I don't listen
I
to this show.
think that our show is now longer than our run at Annex Theater. Are we?
We've been doing this for 12 years now, cuz you left. We'd started when you left. Like our first
Yeah.
episode was like the week before you left. And then we didn't go start doing episodes until a couple months later, I think.
Okay.
You may have had
Oh
to
yeah, that's
get
right.
your,
2014 to now is 12 years,
yeah.
not 14 years, like I was thinking. So So we have still, I think, been doing spin the bottle. We still have had done spin the bottle a little bit longer. We definitely have done more hours than we performed at spin the
Oh,
bottle.
for sure.
That's for sure.
Yeah. No,
Um,
Brett would not let us do an hour a month.
or
Oh,
a week
could you
for
imagine?
sure. Oh my gosh.
Gents, I
How
need a
would
song and it
even
needs to be an hour long.
Yeah, it's easy, Ben. We'll do that 5 minutes on, but we'll just do it real slow.
Or we'll do it many, many
We'll get
times over.
Corey to help us. Uh, no, what's his name? The music guy. Is it Corey?
I don't. Do I know a Corey music guy?
The guy. He did music. He
You're gonna have to
annihilated.
be more specific.
Uh, I'm gonna say a name that isn't right.
Okay.
Corbin. Corbin Spears or Corbin. It sounds something like that.
Ah, yeah, from the Seattle school.
But what's his
Corby
real name?
Sears.
Corby Sears. I was so close. Uh, um, because I think he was the one. Didn't he and a friend of his work on something, and that friend of his was the one that reached out to us to
Yeah.
do
He
the
Corby and
24
Mike
hour or 40
Min
hour.
were the
Mike
Seattle
Min.
school, and Mike is the one who
Mike.
had us do the hotel show, the motel bit.
Yes. And am I right that Mike Min was also in, I believe he was the guitarist for, or am I thinking of a different person? I think Mike
No idea.
was the guitarist for Harvey Danger.
No, Mike was not the guitarist for Harvey Danger.
Who am I thinking of?
I don't know who you're thinking of. I don't remember the guitarist for Harvey Danger's name. You're looking it up.
I'm looking
While
at
you're
what
looking
else
that up,
Mike
I'm going to
Min was
mention
in.
that I found out that a guy that I've been working with on a project used to do a bunch of work with Diggable Planets.
Oh wow, that's really crazy.
When he mentioned it, I'm like, you were part of Diggable Planets, but no, he wasn't part of the actual like trio. But he did. I think he produced some of their work, or at least helped in some of their live shows. I wasn't quite sure. It was all kind of whirlwind. But he dropped that name. I'm like, hey, I actually know that band.
Okay. So I'm just gonna look up Harvey Danger. That's easier than to know what else Mike Min did. Because I remember him from that.
Mike might have like done some work with Harvey Danger.
No, no, I feel like this is a problem. Yeah, I'm thinking of Jeff Lynne.
Jeff Jeff Lynne
Jeff Lynne, Mike
from
Min.
Traveling Wilburys.
No, a different Jeff Lynne. This is Jeff Lynne that I was in martial arts with.
Ah,
Jeff Lynne and I were both in the Seattle Kung Fu Club. And I found out later that he was also in Harvey Danger.
yeah.
So he is how would I say it? Jeff Lynne, much tougher than I was.
Did you
Like
two
an
spar
actual
in school?
I think we did. I think he was part of the reason why I changed over to Tai Chi because I didn't want to spar people
Kicked
anymore.
your ass.
Well, here's what I would say. Um, he was very nice to me. I was
But
not a
ruthless.
challenge to him
Yeah.
at all. It's more like you're sparring with a child
When
for
you
him.
spar with Paul Goody.
Yeah, it's like, okay, now you don't want to cover your face like that because then you can't see me. You don't want to turn away from me
But I
like that
like
because then I
my
can just
face. I
kick you
don't
in the
want you to
back.
hit it.
That kind of thing. Yeah. So, yeah.
So
I
there
learned
was
that
a
not sparring was getting me hit a lot less than sparring was.
Not a lot of sparring in Tai Chi. You just no hand to hand
There's a thing
combat there.
called push hands that you can do in Tai Chi, which is kind of like sparring. But you're more like it's cool. I mean, I like doing it. You basically are you're trying to knock the other person over,
Yeah.
but it's a lot of like feeling their energy and like moving around and stuff. It's really cool. If you get two people that are good at doing it too, like they don't move. They're just there and kind of tensing each other. And I'm moving all over the place. Um, just in general, just all the time.
Can't stop them. It's
I believe when I went for my
the
evaluation for
restless Paul syndrome.
ADHD and all that, I was like, so wait, you think I have ADHD too? He's like, listen, you have not stopped moving since the moment you sat down. You
There's
can't
a
necessarily see it, but I bounced my leg like, oh, what am I saying? Ben, you're familiar with me. You know
I'm
probably
I'm
that
in the same
I
camp. I mean, I don't know. I've never. If you put like a time lapse version of our podcast, I do not sit still.
yeah,
I watched it. In fact, right now I'm sitting very awkwardly in my chair. Um,
yeah.
because I've got like my legs kind of crossed, but I'm sitting on my one foot. And I will probably not stay in this position for very long. I saw a pretty fascinating. I can't remember if it was like a psychological study or what was going on, but they put this kid who had probably some behavioral issues or just whatever diagnosis. But it was a time lapse video of him sitting at a monitor watching like a math lecture. And in this time
Uh-huh.
lapse video, he's a blur of movement. He's still sitting in the chair,
Yeah.
still trying to watch the TV, but he can't sit still. And then they showed him watching a Star Wars film, and he is deadlocked on the screen,
Wow.
not moving
That's
whatsoever.
interesting.
Yeah.
I okay, so when I go to sleep, this is going to be fun for the people watching the video. I have a on my for my back and head, I have a like a 45-degree angle pillow.
Yeah.
And then for my legs, I have another pillow that then evens out like this.
So you're
So
like
it's
a
a
check
wedge,
mark.
sort of like an inverted check mark, kind of.
Yeah.
Um, but it's not long enough for my legs and feet. So my feet hang over the edge.
Right.
So I could no longer use my weighted blanket because the pressure of the weighted
Tear
blanket
your feet
on
off.
my ankles aren't great.
Yeah.
But a normal comforter works fine. So that's where
Do
I'm at right now.
you so you sleep in that wedge? So you basically are just on your back all night?
Yeah, I'm on my back all night.
That's fascinating. I could never
That's how
do
I
that.
sleep.
Like I noticed recently, when I nap, if I'm like at home, and I'm like it's middle afternoon, I'm gonna go lie down for a
Mm.
minute, rest my eyes, as my parents used to say.
Yeah.
I will like lay down on my bed, basically in a Dracula pose, or maybe my arms are crossed or whatever,
Yeah.
and I will sleep for like an hour just like that, not
Yeah.
moving whatsoever. But at nighttime when I go to bed, I am all over the place, on my back, on my side, on my stomach. I'm on either side of the bed. It's who knows how I eventually am when I finally do fall asleep, but I in constant motion trying to get comfortable.
So I used to sleep on my stomach with my face on the pillow turned like this, which I
Yeah.
may start doing again as I lose weight. I couldn't do it after a while because my stomach was round enough
Right.
that I wasn't laying properly. But here's the thing. I'm lying on my back. I've got the pillow situation, like I mentioned. The pillow for my legs, um, they're not straight out all the time, right? They're bent at an angle and their feet go out, but I will fold them like crisscross applesauce. Uh, one leg will be out, another one will be down, like the hangman pose on the tarot cards. All sorts of things. My
I'll
legs are
take your word for
constantly
that.
moving, even while I'm sleeping.
Yeah.
And I will occasionally, Ben, wake up and even though I've got the back pillow wedge, my face is pressed against it, and I'm turned on my side like that, and my legs are flung out behind me, not even on the pillow. That it can still happen. But
I've
in general, what I've tried to do is make a dentist chair out of my bed.
and then you have your white noise machine just play a drill on a noise on a loop and
Actually, it is funny. I do have a um, air filter
yeah.
that runs. It doesn't sound exactly like a drill, but it's got some uh, highlights
It's
on it.
it's the summertime, and so I'm often now sleeping with my windows open. And as you know, I live in a dense downtown core.
Yes.
There's a lot of noises. In fact, last night,
Ben, does your apartment have air conditioning?
it does not. Which is why I sleep with my windows open and the fan on.
Amazing.
And so I
Yeah.
hear the outside noises. There's a parking lot across the street, and
Yeah.
last night there were some people who decided to just park in that parking lot, open up the doors, play the music, and dance, and for until like 3 o'clock in the morning. Um,
Wow.
and I mean the music wasn't loud. It wasn't like rattling my windows, but it was
Yeah.
I could hear it. And I sometimes wonder because I'm pretty sluggish, right? I'm often tired, and I'm like, well, maybe it's just because I'm getting old, or maybe I wonder how good I would sleep if I slept in a quiet environment. Maybe
Yes.
I'm constantly woken up by the noise all night, and that's why I'd feel like I don't get quality sleep because I am basically sleeping with all the downtown noises right outside my window.
I do know that Edward has been waking us up constantly because of the people shooting fireworks.
Yeah. I may have mentioned this last year during the 4th of July season. I was sitting in my chair, which is by the window, so like
Yeah.
the curtains were open and the window was open. I was watching TV, and there was a legit explosion in the parking lot across the street. I don't know how loud an M80 is,
Wow.
but
Yeah.
if it's just across the street from you and you're on the 4th floor, it actually scared me out of my chair. I jumped out of my chair and like ran away from the window because I'm like that was so freaking loud. So I'm
Wow.
kind of waiting for that to happen again this year,
I
but not in a good way.
I mean, we have helicopters that come by here, which is a little crazy.
Marked or unmarked?
Um, well, both. I guess the real crazy part. But we have airplanes. We're by I think we're by O'Hare. What are the two airplane places in Chicago?
Midway's the other one.
I think we might be by Midway actually. I think we're by Midway. Whichever one's south, Ben, that's what
I
we're
don't
by.
actually know. I'd have to
Um,
look at a map.
yeah.
I have been to
Starting
both airports. In fact, the last time I flew through Chicago, I had an hour and a half layover in Midway that turned into like 5 hours. It wasn't great.
there's gonna be no improv for me this weekend because of the 4th of July. 250th anniversary of the United States, by the way.
What is
For
that?
those
The
of you listening,
sesquicentennial,
I don't know how it works, but sounds right.
semi quincentennial. Somebody
I'm gonna
mentioned
go
it in
ahead
the
and say yes.
thread, and
Yeah.
like I haven't parsed it yet, and
So
I don't
we
know it off the top of my head.
1776, famously the uh, July 4th, 1776, the birth
In the
of the
Gregorian
nation.
calendar.
In the Gregorian calendar, yes. Wait, is that the one we have now? Yes, right?
Yeah, sure. If you
Have we
believe it.
have we already talked about the best calendar idea?
The best calendar idea.
Now I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Paul, I know you think that the French Revolutionary or the French Republican calendar is the best calendar idea because it's got, you know, 12 months of 3 weeks of 10 days each. And that is pretty great. Like it. Um, and yes, each day has its own item that is a uh, thing that they like in France, and that's pretty cool too. But no, Ben, the best calendar is the 13-month calendar. And
Where
why,
everything is
Ben?
equal.
It's all got 28 days, and you have New Year's Day, which is the one odd day
We have talked about this, where it's like
that
it
has
doesn't
no month,
exist. Yeah.
and then you have Leap Day, which also doesn't exist. That happens every 4 years. But yeah, and then it's constant. It's whatever
Your
day your
birthday
birthday is on.
is on the same
If
day
if
every
your
year.
birthday is a Tuesday, it's always on a Tuesday.
The Gregorian calendar was proclaimed by Pope Gregory XIII in 1582. It is a solar calendar comprising 12 months with a total of 365 or 366 days, designed to perfectly align the calendar year with the Earth's orbit.
Yes.
Which I believe succeeded the Julian calendar.
Uh, which
Yes,
was, of course, by King Julian, the
created to
lemur.
fix the drift of the older Julian calendar, which had an average of 365.25 days. Because of this slight
So
inaccuracy, the seasons were drifting by about 1 day per century. We had to fix that.
the other calendars that we have going on, there's the Jewish calendar, the Islamic calendar, and the Chinese calendar. There are probably some others. The Marie calendar. Hello, this is me. I'm Paul. I'm here doing the best I can. Um, so, but I do like the 13-month calendar. I think it's,
Then live by it.
pretty great. Then live by it, you weirdo.
If you like
No,
it so
the
much, why don't you
problem,
marry it?
the the 13-month calendar and Swatch beats. That's where it's no
You
one can ever do anything with me. I mean,
form,
this is the
yeah,
problem. We've talked about it before. This is the problem with the French
plans.
Republican calendar. How are you going to determine when contracts are done for international contracts? Uh, that's the big one.
Just pull out your
This
slide
is,
rule and figure out the conversion.
I'll tell you, Ben, every single software company I've ever worked for has had problems when it comes to time zones because all of the people who are the um, programmers want to use the server time that are sometimes called Zulu time, sometimes called I think UTA,
Yeah.
um,
I think
where it's
we're
the same time.
I think the
You
Pacific
know,
Northwest is like -7 or -8
right?
UTC.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Because it makes sense. Everybody knows what time it happened. It happened in, but the clients always wanted to be, well, we want it to be local time we want it to be local time at the time that the person who filed the paperwork. Okay, well, we'll just offset it then from universal time. Well, no, but when I look at it, I want to know what time it was for me at that time. Okay, well, then that's a different offset. We can show it in your local time no matter what. Yeah, but then we're going to have two different times. Right. That's why we use UAT. But I can't figure that out. Okay, you know what?
Nobody wants to
So
do
that's
math.
that's the problem. It's always the issue. Well, no, you don't have to do math. That's the thing. If you want to have it in your local time, and everybody wants it in their local time, we can do that. But then I have to ask them, do you mean 10 o'clock your time or 10 o'clock my time? And it's like, yes, then you have to. Because how it's displaying on your screen doesn't change the fact that time is working in a certain way. Anyway, Ben, that's not what we're here for. We're not here for that.
Can only
Complaining about.
imagine how painful all that is for people in Western China.
You want to hear something crazy, Ben? Uh,
Our government is
okay.
controlled by lizard people that run underneath tunnels
A,
in the.
all right. I'm going to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Uh, Early 20th century black and white comedies starring a group of comic performers that perform together regularly. I want you to think of lowbrow and highbrow. If you were going to do two groups of performers that had several movies together
Yeah.
of more than three people, one highbrow, one lowbrow,
More than
what would
three.
you,
Okay.
three or more? Sorry, three or more. Lowbrow and highbrow, who would you choose?
Lowbrow, I'd go the Marx Brothers.
Oh, okay. What about highbrow? And there's a point that I'm making to this.
Yeah, I don't know. I can't.
A named group that performs together regularly.
In the early 20th century.
Yep.
Um, a highbrow. I don't. Nothing's coming to me. I don't know.
Okay. Well, what I was aiming for, and you stymied me, Ben, is that highbrow is the Marx Brothers, lowbrow is the Three Stooges, and there aren't any others. You can't name another one, but then it turns out that you can. But you'd be crazy to do it in this day and age because hardly anyone remembers them. There were three brothers known as the Ritz brothers, Ritz, led by Harry Ritz and his brothers Al and somebody else whose name I don't remember. I remember Al because Al was the one who died. I remember Harry because Harry was the one that the guy who was in charge of Fox said, Harry, you gotta ditch your brothers and go on your own. And Harry said, I will not. Um, but this is the story: is that unlike the Three Stooges, that were three different types of people, right? Or the Marx Brothers, which were three different characters, right? Those groups, all three different. The Ritz brothers all worked as a unit at the same time, and Harry was the like best, quote unquote, of the Ritz brothers, and then his other two brothers. And the way that, oh gosh, what's his name? I can't think of his name. I want to say Norman Lear. Is Norman Lear a comic guy?
Yeah.
Um, I believe it was Norman Lear who said that. Oh, was it? I'm sorry. I missed. I've already lost the name of the talented Rich brother. Is it Harry? Was that right? Have I been saying Harry this whole
You
time?
have been saying Harry and Al.
Okay. So yes. So Harry Ritz is a gem, one of the funniest performers ever, and he's in a magnificent setting, and that setting
This is what
are his
Norman
two
Lear is saying.
brothers. Norman Lear is saying he's a gem in a setting, and his setting are his two brothers, meaning that he is the the one. He's why they became famous, basically, is the concept.
Yeah.
But yeah, besides those guys, you have double acts like Laurel and Hardy and stuff, like
Yeah, and
Abbott and
I
Costello.
realized I was thinking of the Three Stooges when I said the Marx Brothers.
Oh
This
my
is
God, isn't that
also
crazy?
it's how little I think of the early 20th century like post vaudeville performers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How little I think of them. Not saying that you hold them in low regard, but meaning that you don't spend much time thinking about them.
And it's funny, I granted I have not seen a lot of the Marx Brothers. Like Groucho, everybody knows who Groucho is. And I remember
Yeah.
like Chico Marx. Was he the silent one?
No, Chico was the fake Italian guy, and
Okay,
Harpo was the silent one.
Harpo was the silent one. I was thinking of Harpo when
And
I
then
was thinking of lowbrow, but like
there's Gummo, who was famously the straight man in their stage performances, and then he left and was replaced by Zeppo, and Zeppo was the straight man in the
I've
films.
never seen a Three Stooges routine that I felt was funny. I identify it as comedy for the time, but the Three
Yeah,
Stooges have never made me laugh.
I feel similarly. Now you have to understand, Ben, of course, me actually laughing like I've learned a pretty good laugh, like an appreciative laugh that doesn't seem entirely forced or fake. That I do when I find something funny. Like if I find something funny, I can laugh. But there have been things in the past that have made me laugh out loud, like for real. Um, Widow's Bay was the last thing that did it, and I can't remember what the thing was that made me do it, but it did.
She's the worst. She's the absolute worst.
What was that?
That was
Which
when
part?
Patty tased Chris.
Oh, yeah. That was very good. That was very good. Um, I liked when they shut the door on that guy. That was really good.
There was also this is also connected to Patty when Tom is pulling out notes that Patty wrote to Richard Warren, and one of the notes said something like, "Are you mad at something I said?"
I do remember that. Yeah. Um, I Richard Warren, that actor, um,
Hamish
was
Linklater.
in. Yes, we know him, of course, from Midnight Mass,
Yeah,
but also Legion. He was great in Legion, also.
I don't think I've seen Legion. He popped up in something else that
Oh,
I
Legion's really
watched.
good. It's on Hulu, which I don't have right now.
I'm spending all of my time hoovering up episodes of The Shield. I believe I've mentioned that.
Oh my
And
gosh, no, Ben, you didn't. I have The Shield on DVD, some seasons of it.
I borrowed season one from you.
Do you still
That's
have it?
no. I watched it
Then,
and I
then
gave it.
that's the one that you returned to me, I think.
Yeah, because
That's the one that I have on
that's the only one
DVD.
I've
Yeah.
seen, and for years I'm like I should really watch the rest of The Shield, but it's been 20 years since that show's been
Yeah.
out. So I started from season one again. It was like watching. I remembered some scenes, um, and but yeah, now I'm like
Is his
halfway through
character's
season two.
name Mackie? Is that right?
Yeah, Vic
What's his
Mackey is Michael Chiklis's name.
I wrote a spec script uh for it that I think got deleted or I didn't get that
In
far
the
in it.
Great
Probably
Purge
both.
of the 2010s, or
Well, you no. Do you remember no, this must have been afterwards. Uh like this was an actual thing that happened. I was Brett Fetzer's roommate.
no,
Brett
that's what I'm
Fetzer
talking
and
about.
oh that wasn't the 2010s, was it?
Was it? I mean, or
Betty was born in no
20 aughts,
the early 20s, yeah,
the
the 20 aughts.
early
Because
2000s.
Betty was
All right.
born in 26,
What
22.
even is time?
Yes. But anyway, I don't think so. I think it came afterwards. But the idea was based off of a story that I heard, like I think an actual news story where Vic Mackey gets or it could have been a short story that somebody read. But anyway, the idea is that Vic Mackey gets trapped. Uh, like he falls down a hole, and neighborhood kids find him,
And they like throw rocks at him or something?
and yeah, this is the idea: is he doesn't have his radio doesn't work, and he can't get out, and the kids like throw stuff at him and stuff. And but the idea is the story is that he convinces a kid and gets a kid to get uh in touch with Shane,
Yeah.
and then Shane comes and gets him.
Played by the great Walton Goggins.
Walton Goggins in the first thing I think I've seen him in. He does a
Yeah.
great job in it. Yeah, I think yeah, that was before Justified, right? I want to say.
It has to be. It has to be.
Yeah. I remember Danny McBride talking about Walton Goggins and how they like would hang out. Uh,
Like before
their
they each
families would
had made it.
their families would hang out. No. After like
Oh, okay.
because they were on Vice Principals together,
Yeah.
uh, or whatever, and about how he was like he would dress like the countries that they went to, like people dressed in the countries they went to, and was like sort of a flamboyant man of the world kind of guy. And they ended up leaving a rental car just on the street and walking away because they couldn't get out of the like they're driving down an alley that was too small and the car got wedged in. It might have been
And when you're rich, you
a
can do that.
minivan or something. Yeah, I was thinking about that. The same thing. I've talked about this before, where I'll just be reading something and I'm like, well, that doesn't work. Um, Jennifer and I talked about in the Chronicles of Narnia, the children, being orphaned in the war and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if that's the first group or what, but the basic idea is that oftentimes in you know like earlier British society, most of the kids that stories were about were rich because those were the kids that were reading books.
Right.
I don't know how true that is, but I still like
It
it.
makes sense.
And hey, speaking about, I don't know how true that is, but I still like it. That's the one other thing I was going to say, ladies and gentlemen. Often on this podcast, when we say keep it wrong, the idea is that we weren't going to look stuff up. But part
Sometimes
of
we
that
fail
was
at
that
that.
we had people who would uh, specifically my wife Jennifer, fact checker was her name. In the earlier episodes would listen to every single podcast and tell us what we got wrong. That became uh,
Too much.
too much, and so now we look stuff up in cases where we really want to make sure we get it right,
Yeah.
such as names of shows that we recommend, um, stories that could be considered libelous, um, libelous, libel. Well, that's if we print it. Slanderous is the word I was looking for,
Yeah.
I suppose. I still, whenever I would ride the bus on, uh, when I lived in Beacon Hill, there was South Lander Street, and when they spelled it out, it said Slander Street, and I was like, that should be the name of a TV show. Never happened that I know of, but maybe you, dear listener, will will finish the work that I started. Speaking about finishing the work I started, we are now at the end of the podcast.
Hey.
We're going to be doing the next one very soon, but we are taking a small break while I upload the current one. Have a good day.
Keep it
Did you
wrong.
already download the other ones, Ben?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm
Yes.
going to
I
delete those and
hang
then
on. Let
upload
me.
these.
I
Yep.
think I have. Pretty
Bye,
sure I have.
guys.
Bye.
You'll have time to do it by the time I get this done. And
I'll just do this. Doop. All right, I'm ready, Ben.
Ben Lawrence.
Paul Goody, how's it happening?
Keep it wrong, Ben. So here's the thing. I was going to get a drink of water and I didn't, which is fine. We only have an hour to record. I should be all right. Um,
Hydration is important.
yes. Full disclosure, we're doing 2 episodes today, and even fuller disclosure, we've already did one. But Ben, the good people may have to wait until next time to hear that one because I wanted to note that we ended early last time because the basement flooded again
Oh,
while we were recording.
that's right.
And they might be
There was an
wondering.
emergency in the final minutes.
So we might want to do this one first just because we didn't talk about it at all last time. So
I honestly forgot it even happened.
a couple of things like and have you posted that one yet? You haven't yet, right?
The one where your basement flooded?
Yeah.
Yeah, it got released. It was got released on
Oh,
Monday,
oh,
I think.
yeah. Okay, well then we're good.
Did
Wait,
it?
no, what? No, no. Aren't we
Oh
banking
yeah, no,
three?
that one's still in the can. So that one, who
Yeah,
knows when
that'll
that one?
that'll be
That
the
was the second
next
one we did.
one. People. Oh,
Yeah,
wait, yeah. So the first one did get posted,
the
right?
first one did get posted. The one where
Yeah.
your basement
So
flooded, nobody's heard yet.
we're gonna have to do that one before this one,
so
I think.
so that'll be next week's show.
Next week's show, basement flooding show. And I say we just keep it all in until I sign off. And even if there are spots, don't worry about it. People are gonna wonder what's happening. Nothing exciting happens. I eventually just come and turn off the podcast. But what happened was the basement did in fact flood. We have a sump pump that goes off when the basement floods. If it's plugged in, number one, which it wasn't, but then we plugged it in. Number two, if there's more than an inch of water on the floor, and there wasn't. So we had a half inch, maybe less, of water on the floor, and it wasn't all over the floor either. It was towards the door. So we were able to uh, hoover it up with the wet dry vac. That was number one.
Yeah.
And then number two, just like put another towel down, and that was fine.
So this water came in under the door because of heavy rains.
Heavy rain, and then this is the other part. There's a drain, and the drain got clogged with leaves and
Yeah,
grass.
happens.
Um,
There's actually a
so
pretty
what?
satisfying YouTube channel of some guy who just goes around town with a rake clearing drains.
Yeah, and so we got a different drain cover that's supposed to be more helpful. We got a plusher doormat, which is supposed to soak up more water if it gets underneath the door. And then, yeah, I think that's it. I think those are the two things that we did. But yeah, the big thing is that we had what we pay for a service now that does our lawn care,
Right.
and they had just trimmed, and then the flooding happened.
But surely you don't consider it their fault.
No, 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 of course not. Now, but Ben, as in many things, right? And this is something to think about, ladies and gentlemen, when you are going to blame yourselves for something, right? Could you have done something? Yes, of course. Did you do that thing? No, you did not.
Did anything important get wet beyond repair?
No.
Well, that's good.
Just uh, just some moisture on the wood, so maybe molding,
Oh,
etc.
you want to
You
make
know.
sure you mitigate that. When
Well,
I lived
yeah,
in Mr. House, I lived in the basement, and the basement stairs were down, you know, or the basement door was down these stairs, and when it rained heavily, water did come in, but it didn't like come into my space. It was just in this like little foyer area, so I never really
yeah,
worried about it. I think in all of my years there, and I was in this basement for like more than 15. My carpet only got like mildly wet like once during like a
mm,
very heavy rain.
yeah.
A very heavy,
Speaking
consistent rain.
speaking of heavy rain, ever play the game?
Probably not. There's a game
It's
called Heavy
it
Rain.
was yeah, it was for PlayStation, and it was famous because it had really high end graphics, and also you moved the sticks in a very interesting way to accomplish things. It was trying to emulate the motions that one would take
Mm.
to like. So if you were going to open a sliding glass door, for instance, you might take both sticks and move them in opposite directions or whatever.
Sony's been in the
It's
news
pretty
lately.
interesting.
They've announced they will stop producing PlayStation game discs in 2028. A
Wow, I
lot of
didn't
people
know
are
that.
upset about that.
Well, um, I feel like you and I have lived through the end of DVDs. Is that right? Or are they still are they still around?
Yeah, DVD. I think the secondary DVD market is probably better than the brand new DVD market
Mm,
by now, but now that streaming services are becoming more and more expensive and people
yeah.
are seeing that your digital rights can be taken away on media,
Yes.
people more and more people are collecting physical media than they were maybe 5-10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm reading books now because I don't like commercials. Um, so there's that. And we've talked I think we've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the band U2, Ben.
Oh God.
How do you feel about the band
I
U2?
used to really like them. Less so these days. I don't
Um,
dislike them. I just don't seek out their music.
right, right. Like, and this is something that okay. There was a time when somebody said, "Who is our generation's Beatles?" Right?
Yeah.
And somebody said U2, which
For them,
I don't know.
maybe.
I
Yeah.
mean, I feel like our generation's Beatles are the Beatles still. Like we were born late enough. I mean, not late enough, early enough
Yeah.
that their impact was still happening.
I was born, you know, what was that? Uh 10 years after Revolver. Revolver may have been in
What
66.
was their last album?
Hey, Revolver was in 66. Their final album was released in 1970. So,
Yeah.
like
So I was born.
us for the Beatles is like some, like a kid being born today, you only have to go back 10 years for a broken up band. And I'm not going to be able to name a band that broke up 10 years ago.
Yeah. Well, like as an example, Betty was a fan of Tally Hall. Tally Hall had already split up uh, when like they entered our lives as a fixture. But anyway, U2 maybe. Um, but then there's the question of who is um like the American Gen X Beatles, like who is the big
Well, I have an
Gen
answer
X
for that
band
one.
from America? Okay, you go first.
Well, if you're talking about like genre defining cultural motion, it's I'd say it's Nirvana.
See, Nirvana's too early though. in my opinion. Yes, I believe Nirvana is
For Gen
like
X, no. For Nirvana's not early
really
for Gen X. Nirvana came out
not
right when Gen X was in
not
high
early,
school.
not early, late. I'm saying late. Sorry. Um, I feel like you're right.
You want like an
Here's the
80s
thing.
band?
I'm saying you're right, first of all. Let's just be clear.
Thank you, Paul.
Um, but I'm thinking about when I was a freshman in high school. Nirvana wasn't a band that most people knew then around that time.
I also
Um,
grew up in Seattle. So,
yeah. I thought maybe well wait,
well, technically Olympia, but
and we've got 3 years, right? So I was a senior when you were a freshman. That might be part of it. I was going to say REM, maybe. Um, they were pretty big, but here's the thing about REM. Michael Stipe, you knew Michael Stipe. You didn't know like
right.
everybody else. I think maybe the Pixies a little bit, but probably not as much. And that's where I go back to U2, but they were Irish, they weren't American. But U2, you had Bono, you had The Edge, you had Adam Clayton, and then you had the drummer. And all of them, people knew who they were individually.
Like I've mentioned this on the show before, but Dennis Leary has a great poem called Van Halen, where it's Eddie, Sammy, Eddie's brother, and the other guy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So I feel like Nirvana is kind of, right. Like I said, you now
Because
is
it's
it
also like boomers know where they were when they heard John Lennon died. Gen Xers know where they were when they heard Kurt Cobain died.
yeah. But then you also have Dave Grohl, like who is famous in his own right.
Yeah.
Um who's let's think about this, Ben. Who's another band that had
Genesis.
oh is Mike from Mike and the Mechanics also in Genesis?
I think so. So you got Peter Gabriel, Phil Collins, and Mike and the
Yeah,
Mechanics.
that's close. That's close. But let's say I think we can do better. I think we can do better. Oh shoot, the Black Eyed Peas? Ben,
Yeah.
wait a second. Oh no. Um
I doubt they had the reach that the Beatles had.
Living Color, you had
What's your criteria? Is it for the once the band breaks up, they
Vernon
all go
Reed
out
and
and do their own thing?
well, I no, see, I think it's more than that. I think I want to say it needs to be a band where they write their own songs, right? Number one, they write their own songs. Number two, everybody knows each of the members of the band. Like they're all kind of famous. That's why I was thinking maybe the Pixies, but really, the problem is that normally they're like two or three, not all of them. Which I guess maybe with Ringo that was that as
Well, I
well.
mean,
Like you,
the Beatles also had
Paul and John.
Beatles had a very unique thing going for them in that everybody sang on different songs, right? They didn't have
Yeah,
one lead singer who was on every song. So like Kim sang on a lot of Pixie songs, but it was mostly Frank Black.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So let's think. Anybody else? They're
And in that
maybe the
case,
industry just didn't let it happen.
like Nirvana does not fill that criteria.
But you did know who they were.
You did know who they were.
You could name every member of the band.
Yeah.
Most people could
Yeah, I
when
don't
they
know.
were still playing. Uh, Chris Novoselic, is that right?
Goes by Christ these days
Chris.
and has since
Okay,
I think their second album.
sorry about that, Chris.
Spelled
Um,
differently.
so
That was
so
weird.
let's think. All right.
Right now, I'm gonna go through
See,
my iTunes artists.
Radiohead again doesn't work. Tom York is the main. Butthole Surfers doesn't work. Um,
Jesus Christ! If I had unlimited money, I would throw my laptop across the room. Yeah, you heard me.
oh
Laptop,
no.
I'm talking to you.
Oh my God. Um,
How about our friends? Awesome.
I mean, for you and I, absolutely. For fans of Awesome, probably, but I don't think they have the network penetration. Network penetration. Listen,
This
um,
is totally on me, but I can't hear you.
oh no, what I do?
Something happened and
Oh,
your
you're working
audio
it out.
went
Okay,
away from me. I don't know
understood,
why.
Ben. And I don't know why either, but I'm still talking, and I'm giving you a thumbs up, like, hey, I'm still part of the podcast, and you're gonna know
This is
right
so
away
annoying.
that this is still part of it. And he's talking about what's happening to the computer, not to me, not me, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, let's think. Belle Biv DeVoe. Ben can't hear, but maybe Belle Biv DeVoe. Does it count? Does it count if you say all three members in the name of the band? Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. I mean, it doesn't work. Super groups don't work either. I think that they have to be people that you would um, put in. Okay, so this is one of those cases where I'm gonna look up member. I'm gonna look up what albums I have and see if that
I
works at
tried
all.
doing that on my
I'm gonna
laptop
go.
and it made
Oh,
your
can you still
audio
hear me,
go away
Ben?
from me. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hey, so I was gonna say Belle Biv DeVoe, but I also think that maybe that's
Also, I think a little bit too niche
yeah, and also
genre
it doesn't
wise.
work. It doesn't work when their names are in the band, if that makes sense.
What was the
So
offshoot band?
I'm looking through it. Go ahead.
What
Offshoot
was Belle
band.
Biv DeVoe came out of a different group.
Oh, I don't know. That's a good question.
Another
I don't.
R&B hip hop group,
Um.
and I'm having a hard time coming up with it.
Oh, I also said that supergroups probably don't work. So like Broken Bells wouldn't work, and also they're too late. Also,
New Edition.
Uh,
Belle Biv
New
DeVoe
Edition. That
came from New
yeah.
Edition.
Good point. Good point. Um. Let's see. David Bowie. Oh, De La Soul. What about De La Soul? Plug one, plug two.
Do people like? I've
Maybe.
never listened really to them, so I don't know if every member of their band was identifiable by
Yeah,
their
I think De La
casual
Soul might
listener.
be okay. So far, De La Soul's winning as far as I'm concerned. Um,
Well, I mean, for number
yeah,
two,
that
the Nirvana is cannot be
well they
unseated.
yeah. Although they did proceed, proceed.
Precede.
They came first. Oh, the White Stripes, Ben. Ah, that's cheating too, I think, a little bit.
Like,
Um,
it's a mega popular genre defying group. Is that what you're
yeah.
considering
Well, I mean that's part of it too, right?
De La Soul? Or are they genre defining?
Yeah, De La Soul, yes. Yes, absolutely. I would say 100%. Um, ooh,
Digital
Massive Attack,
Underground.
very get mm,
Tupac,
I can name
Q-Tip.
I yeah, I can name two of their members. Uh, no, I mean I'm serious. De La Soul, A Tribe Called Quest, a little bit. Maybe, I mean, maybe rap is it, right? Cause, yeah, in rap music. Oh, that's it, Ben the Beastie Boy. I'm kidding, but also, um, but yeah. So you have, I mean, Public Enemy, right? Public Enemy, Ben. You've got you've got Chuck D and Flavor Flav and Professor Griff and Terminator X. There you go. I just did it. There you go. Public Enemy, one of them. At least one of them. Um, I mean, Mr. Bungle,
I don't
no.
know if rap groups count because they constantly say the names of the members in the songs.
Hey, is it their fault? You should have worked better at ooh,
Like, mega popular, genre defining. I'm gonna go back and
Portishead.
to a genre of music that's been much maligned, and that's disco, and say the Doobie
Oh,
Brothers could
the
also be
Doobie.
considered the Beatles
Hold
of
on, Ben.
disco.
The Doobie Brothers were disco, or are you thinking of the Bee Gees? Because if the Doobie Brothers were disco, I've just gone insane. I always thought that they were like classic rock.
They're
Oh no!
they mix. They are considered part of the disco movement. They are
Oh
classic
no!
rock. Don't get me wrong,
Oh no! Ben,
but they also
the
dip their toes
the
into that.
Eagles. Oh no!
The Eagles?
No, I refuse.
They play the Eagles, man.
Don Henley, Glenn Fry, right? Aren't they both of the Eagles? Am I wrong?
You know what? Don Henley, I know. Glenn Frey, I don't know if he was in the
Oh,
Eagles because I
Smugglers Blues, Ben?
don't really know them.
Oh, I'm not accepting it. I'm not accepting it. Public Enemy before the Eagles any day. Oh wait, Simon and Garfunkel. There we go. Simon and Garfunkel.
That's accepted.
See, but they're a duo. I don't think that counts.
Well, I mean, everybody knows their names because their names are in the band name.
Yeah, again,
Like you can also say Hall and Oates.
they're cheating. Yes, Hall and Oates also cheating. Wait, Ben, they are a duo, but they might be giants. Well, they never really went off and did their own things.
Yeah, you got John
Did
and
they?
John.
Yeah. But yeah, A Tribe Called Quest, that's something. Um, yeah, I don't know. You two, a little bit.
I don't know.
I think we've done a lot,
We've
and
filled
that's
some
great.
time with this project.
Yes. 23 minutes. And did we resolve anything? Yes, we did. Nirvana is the answer.
Gen X's Beatles.
I
And
think
not U2.
Yeah, I think that has to be it. What's the drummer's name, Ben? Can you name it?
In
Can
U2?
can you name it? Oh my God! Listen, drummer for U2. I am very sorry.
Is his name Adam something?
Adam Clayton is the bass player.
Okay. That's the only other one I know.
Is the drummer's name Adam? Maybe. But Massive Attack was pretty. You got Tricky. The other guys.
I don't know. I love Massive Attack, but I don't know the names of the people in it.
Yeah, see, that's a problem. Oh my gosh, I just saw recently a video of Teardrop
Oh, yeah.
being done just recently.
By
And I
Massive
think they
Attack
got
or
the
like
original, it live. I think they got the original person who sang it to sing it. They're all old now, and so are we. But man, Massive Attack is so good. I really like that band. And the Bristol sound was like nothing I had heard before. Just like Doom Jazz. Doom Jazz, when I first heard it, was like nothing I've ever heard before.
Is that a genre
Doom
or a
Jazz.
song?
Doom Jazz is a genre. It is what some people might call Twin Peaks music, but it's a different. I mean, a lot of the songs in Twin Peaks are doom jazz, but it's its own genre.
I've heard a lot
I think
of.
I told you before, right? Uh, of of the proto soul coughing that wasn't soul coughing.
Have you?
It's from Fire Walk with Me, Twin Peaks movie,
Yeah.
and it's called A Real Indication. And if you listen to A Real Indication, I think that's what it's called. I think it's called A Real Indication. You'd know it if you heard it. Um, it it is basically screenwriter's blues
Mm-hmm.
before screenwriter's blues, and it's great. It
Certainly, Screenwriters Blues was
I
released before Firewalk with Me. Screenwriters Blues came out in like the
no
late 80s.
what screenwriter's blues
93. 94.
93.
Screenwriters Blues was
Yeah.
94.
Now look up Fire Walk with Me and when it came out, Ben.
Was it before 94?
I believe it was, and if it wasn't, the letter two and the letter U and the number two.
92.
I'm trying to get something up tempo, and there's a dog dying. Do you remember this?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Negative Land. That's
Yeah.
right.
Negative,
You and I
Negative
saw
Land. We went to go
that thing
see the
together.
guy at a
Negative
movie
Land.
theater.
The Beatles of uh. So yeah. Now I'm definitely not saying that Mike Doughty sat all the people in Soul Coughing
Surely
down and
Mike
said,
Doughty had been playing that song in clubs and bars since before 1992. Just because it was released on the album in 94 doesn't mean he wrote it in 94.
listen to this song on the Twin Peaks soundtrack and see if you no. In fact, Ben, I put your name in quotes for some reason. It is quite possible that David Lynch and his collaborators were in a club and heard them play and say, "I want something like this." It's possible. Let's find out then, when was Soul Coughing formed? You have it
the Book of
in
Drugs right
a
here.
book? How? The only way that would work is if you.
It's even signed.
Oh wow, there he is. He did it.
One of probably a dozen Mike Doughty signatures I have because you and I kept going to see him.
Oh, and we still would if
I'm not gonna.
I was
I'm not
useful.
gonna leaf through the book to try to find when Soul Coughing came together. You could probably find that on Wikipedia or something.
Yeah. When did Soul Coughing form? Find out for yourselves, ladies and gentlemen. We don't need to solve this for you. But yeah, you can probably find out.
1992. This says.
Years active. Well then, haha then.
So
because
says the Google AI when you do a search.
if that's when they came together, then the music for a release of Fire Walk with Me had to have come first.
I mean, that's just when the band officially formed.
Now here's
Maybe
the other thing, Ben.
Mike Doughty wrote that song before the band officially formed. I don't know.
Here's the other thing is that you have not listened to the song yet either. You could maybe listen to the song and go, well, I can kind of see how, you know what I mean? Like we haven't, that nothing has been proved at all right now, other than I think a song sounds like another song. That's all we got.
We had a long conversation a long time ago where we also had that disagreement where I didn't think something sounded like you thought it sounded like.
Oh no, Ben, let's not try to remember what it is. The fact that we've forgotten has probably saved us
Yeah.
episodes of heartache.
Oh no,
Oh
Paul
my,
doesn't think
it's
the way
it's
I
it's
do. I
it's
can no
on the
longer be friends with
periphery
him.
of my. Well, no, listen. There was a time not that far away where Jennifer had a real talking to with me saying, "Look, you can like stuff even if I don't like it."
Oh yeah.
Because I would change my opinion of things when she said something was bad. I'm like, "Oh, okay. Oh, I kind of liked it. Oh well." And she's like, "No, wait." Well, and the idea is that, the whole idea in matters of taste, uh, the
Customer's
customer
always
is
right.
always right.
Yeah.
That whole thing. Um, if someone is more educated than me in something, I usually hold them as an authority, and I can take their opinion to mean that it's fact. It's a problem of mine, but it's a problem I find living a life that I can't leave behind. There's no sense in telling me the wisdom of a fool and set you free.
I used to think that
Um,
when I was like a teenager and my friends had very very big and deep opinions on things like music and TV shows. I'm like, well, if I like this music and they say it sucks, I'm obviously wrong. It
yeah.
actually took me a long time to like not think that way.
Did I ever tell you about the time where I diverged from Brett on a literary thing?
No. Or maybe you have, I
I
don't know, I
went
can't remember.
I went to a poetry reading, and one of the members who read poems uh, read a poem that Brett didn't like, and the line he didn't like because he didn't think it made sense. Now, granted, Brett has aged since then, gone into the world and all that. He may not remember this like I remember it, but I remember him saying he didn't like this line because it didn't make any sense. And it was a dog mouth bloody with diamonds. And the idea is that there's a store, like a smash and grab happened or something like that. And then they see this dog, its mouth bloody with diamonds. The idea, if you have a big trough of diamonds and a dog puts his mouth into it, the diamonds being sharp would cut the dog's mouth. And so the dog has diamonds and blood in its mouth bloody with diamonds. Seemed to make sense to me, but
Brett
he
didn't
didn't
like
like
it.
it. And at that moment, I was like, oh, well, I still like it, and that was great. But it took me much longer to have my own opinion about other stuff. Like, and the basic way it worked is I'm like, um, so like Comedy Bang Bang and Hollywood Handbook, things like that. Jennifer does not find entertaining. I still do, and that's okay.
Thankfully, you two don't have to always watch the same things at the same times.
Yes. And these are even, in this case, I'm talking about the podcast versions of both of those things. So we definitely don't have to listen to a podcast together.
Right.
Can you imagine? Doesn't that sound like almost toxic couple behavior? Let's sit down and listen to this podcast
If
together.
you're in a car, yeah, but not at home.
Okay, yeah. Honey, let's put on the Bluetooth speaker and listen to a podcast together. I don't know. I mean,
I mean, I can kind of see it. Like if someone's like doing some household chores and the other person is also, or you're out doing yard
yeah,
work, communal things.
I guess we don't do a lot of communal things around this house. It's true.
We hire people to clean our yard.
Well, we do hire people to clean our yard now. It wasn't always that way,
And they all listen to a
but
podcast
we just
together.
do a bet. Wouldn't that be nice? All the yard workers together all listen to the same podcast. That'd be really sweet.
All
I
their
would like that.
headphones are connected to like one dude's cell
Yeah,
phone.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be nice.
It's like
Yeah,
a
there's got to
self
be
help podcast too, where they can be better people and better gardeners,
got
better
to be like one
landscapers.
person that does it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, hey, spoilers for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Specifically Doctor Doom. Have you seen any of these trailers?
I have not. Is this the one where Robert Downey Jr. is Doctor Doom?
Yeah. I know that he came out uh in the like Comic-Con thing and showed up saying
Right.
that because he was going to be Doctor Doom, but then he actually did it. So I'm wondering if there is a because okay, if you think about it, right? At first I was like, "What? How does that make any sense?" Doctor Doom is in what looks like a permanent set of armor, very similar to Iron Man in the original stories. I could see how this is what happens that Tony Stark, or a clone of his or whatever grows up uh or goes to the place where he was the Eastern European country that Doom is in charge of, whatever. I don't know. That was the big thing that I liked about Doctor Doom when I was a kid, that he was a politician,
I have not
a
read
ruler.
anything about what's happening in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I know that
I
RDJ
know he
is
loves
Doctor
Twinkies.
Doom. So
Yeah.
I have no idea if Robert Downey Jr. playing this character is in any way referencing his portrayal of Iron Man, or if it's just, hey, wouldn't it be fun if Robert Downey Jr. played Doctor
Well,
Doom?
this is the point I was going to say, is that he takes off the mask in the show. I mean, in the trailer, and it's Robert Downey Jr. underneath it,
Yeah. So does like
leading to believe that there's
uh,
that there's an in-world
is
reason.
Tom Holland Spider Man going, hey?
Um, it would be nice if he was, and maybe he will be, but it's in a place where you don't see that. We have we talked about this already? The Benedict Cumberbatch in the Star Trek universe, where he says, "My name isn't really blah blah blah. I am Khan."
I don't remember
And
that part, but I have seen
many
that film.
people of the cinema sins variety, or the honest trailers variety, whatever, point out that him saying "I am Khan" in universe doesn't mean anything to anybody.
Right.
Like, it's said as a big reveal. Also, if you remember, people were like, "He's playing Khan, right?" And everyone's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And then he says, "I am Khan," which isn't a reveal to the people because they already knew, and isn't a reveal to the people on screen because the people on screen have never heard of Khan. So the fact that he says to them, "I am Khan,"
Have they not? I don't
doesn't mean
remember that
anything.
film, so I don't know if Khan had like name recognition in
No,
movie.
no name recognition in movie whatsoever. That was the big point. That was the big, like, what are they doing thing, which I like. I
Fan
find it
service then.
fun.
Can't blame
Yeah.
him. I mean, the second Star
I
Trek
mean,
film
I
was
do.
you know, the also other second Star Trek film.
Yes. Now, here's the other thing. Fan service. Uh, let's be honest, Ben. Um, I like The Last Jedi more than most people. Uh, but those three movies, the amount of callbacks to lines from other movies, like "you smell something,"
I got a
or
bad feeling
all
about
those,
this.
yeah, all those things. No, thank you, unneeded. But still, I saw at least one of them in the theater, and on those lines, people would like murmur to, "Oh, he said this thing," like to their loved one or
Like
whatever.
they're
So it,
they want to make sure somebody else sees that Easter egg.
yeah, they did what was planned, I suppose. So that's fine.
Yeah,
No problem.
you got a lot of that in all those Star Wars, post original 3 movies.
It's time, Ben, to talk about something important to, at least some
Men's
of our
health.
listeners. Almost, we're close. Glass cleaning cloths for your glasses, Ben. What do you
Microfibers.
use? Use
Uh,
microfibers.
if I'm just out in the world, I use my T-shirt. I don't care.
Ben.
But if I'm sitting at my desk, I will pull out my microfiber cloth.
So I have a cloth like that I keep in my pouch now. Have you seen my new setup, Ben? This
Your
is my
your
jumpsuit.
your fit. Oh, that's your
So
sleeveless jumpsuit.
my sleeveless jumpsuit that I mentioned. Normally I have a leg pouch. It's like right here. And the leg pouch has in it a pair of spare reading glasses and a glass cleaning cloth. But at home, I use these cloths. They're microfiber on this side, and they're really good.
No, I just use my
Now,
T-shirt.
isn't that funny? It's sort of like yawning. I'm like, yeah, I should probably clean my glasses now that I'm talking about it.
If you're just listening, I was cleaning my glasses. They didn't need to be cleaned, but I just used my T-shirt just to show Paul what it looks like. And then Paul took off his glasses and he's cleaning his. Yeah, now he's blowing on them or yawning on them.
I'm hot breathing on
You're
them.
hot breathing to get some
That
moisture
when
on
I was a
them.
kid, that's what I would call it. Yeah.
Um,
Oh yeah, that was something. It was so hot in Chicago
how hot is
yesterday.
it?
Um, I walked outside from my air-conditioned house, and my glasses fogged up.
So it's hot and humid.
Yep. Um, so oh, that's something. That's something. How hot? Oh no. Oh yeah. I was telling Jennifer about this. I don't think that we've talked about this on the podcast much. When I was in college, I volunteered at the local radio station or the college radio station, and I went there in the winter. That was my first winter of '91, my first semester, and then I went during the summer as well because I didn't want to go home. I liked it at college too much. And so during the summer, I hung out at the radio station with this guy who like sold ads, I believe that was part of it, but he like helped run the radio station. And there's also this emo guy that you just meet people, and you've done this before. You meet people in the cafeteria, and then you're like, well, what are you doing? Let's hang out. So we're hanging out with this kind of emo guy. Uh, Sort of, if this makes sense, an emo theater kid kind of guy.
Okay.
Like put all that stuff together. And he was talking about the fact that he was a and Ben, I'm sure that you've dealt with these people before in the past. Because I know I was at one point in time adjacent to these people. Um, where it's like I was a gifted kid and now here I am and I've done nothing with my life. Those kids.
Those kinds of people.
And he says, my parents had all these high hopes for me and now here I am doing this, and the spirit of my potential is dragging me around and down, and then he just pauses, right? And he says, and the guy who works at the radio station is sitting near me. It's not really part of this conversation. And then the emo kid goes, "How do you kill a ghost?" And the guy for the radio station says, "I don't know. How do you kill a ghost?" And it was one of the best moments of my entire life.
That sort of existential dread, not the ghost killing part, but what he said before, is that's a lot of heavy thinking for a kid who's still in college.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Exactly, yes. There was another kid, and I maybe this is just because I was in the Midwest, but there's another kid who said that he was he was doing he was living well. Trigger warning for people, suicidal ideation. Uh, he said that he was doing fine because he knew the day he was going to die, he was going to kill himself the night before his 30th birthday. And once he had made that decision, every other,
Also a
uh,
kid who's in
all of
college.
his, yeah, this is also a kid who's not even 21,
Yeah.
but all of his other problems melted away, he said, once he
Rack up
made
as
that
much credit
decision.
card debt as you want, then.
Yeah, well, that's that. I don't know if that was part of it for sure, but that was like a bit of it. And I was like,
Burn
okay,
every bridge.
um,
Drown in
I'm
every
not gonna,
stream.
I'm not gonna know you.
You're not. Yeah. I'm.
He's
Yeah.
he's well past uh 30
You,
now,
you
or
you
is he?
you still keep in touch with this guy, or
No,
not
no,
keep in touch,
no,
but
no.
know
That
of him?
I remember him saying that to me, and
Yeah.
that's the last time I talked to him.
All right. So
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 I
as
think
far as
about
we
that
know,
sometimes.
he followed through with his plan.
Maybe, yeah. Who knows?
Or maybe he
Who
would have
knows?
realized when he was in his mid 20s, late 20s, that there's more to live for in life. Maybe he fell in love, had a kid.
Maybe he fell off the back of a truck going to Burning Man and died when he was 24.
Ooh.
That happened to someone that I know. Maybe not 24. I don't know exactly how
Fell
old.
off the back of a truck.
Yep. Yeah,
I mean,
some union guy has him at his house now. No, listen. Uh,
he works in
he
waste
was
management.
he was riding in the back of a pickup truck going to
Right.
Burning Man or coming back from Burning Man, one of the two.
And somehow
You'd like to
fell out.
think coming back from Burning Man, right? Like,
So he was
because
like
if
all
it's going,
full of his Burning Man vibes.
well, this is, I was thinking more of this way. If he was going to Burning Man, that's some heavy decision making for the people who bought tickets to Burning Man.
Oh yeah, it's like, do we still go?
We
Even
like
though we
him,
just we
but
just
do we
killed our
like, yeah?
friend.
And what is our what's our time get like that gonna be there? You know, et cetera, et cetera.
So you're thinking of the other people. That shows
Yeah.
compassion and empathy.
Well, sure. I guess. I am well,
I don't
we can
want
talk
these
about
people to
that
have a
later.
bad time because their friend died on the way there.
Yeah. I guess that is compassionate in a way. In a way. Uh More compassion than some people give to people at Burning Man.
Dude,
Uh hey,
I didn't
but
get any
okay,
compassion. I
listen.
just got some Molly.
Mm,
For the
too
record, I've never
soon.
been to Burning Man, and I've
Too
never taken
right.
Molly.
I was just gonna say too soon, Ben. You and I can talk about it later. Ah, he doesn't listen to the podcast. All right. So, uh, uh,
For the
uh,
record, I was not referring to anybody in particular.
okay. I was making, and I think you know what I was talking about, but if you
I
don't,
do. I do.
we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Apropos of nothing, we also talked about today, Jennifer and I. You know those trucks that have the big like spikes on their wheels, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
They look like big spikes on the wheels. Many of those are actually just sort of overlays that you put on the nuts that aren't
Heyo.
actually they're like crepe paper or not crepe paper
Creepy paper.
celluloid or cellophane or whatever. They're crinkly, and if they actually hit a car they would
Ah.
smash and not tear a hole in the side of the car like we as children thought. I don't know if it's for all of them, but I know it's for some of them because
Spiky
uh,
lug nut covers is a great band
I
name.
I know this is crazy. Spiky lug nut covers will lug nut first band spiky lug nut covers. The other band telling you also what they do, and that way you can remember them easier. Um, so there was a band I saw play in St. Louis. It was one of these cases where it was a very small band, but I became a fan. We talked about this before about how you see a band, you become a fan of the band afterwards.
Yeah.
Um, it was a band called the Black Family,
Okay.
that I think then changed their name to the Blacks, or it was the other way around.
It's a choice.
Um, and they had a trumpet player. I remember that, and they were really good. They were a great band. Um, and I hope they haven't offended or killed anyone since I have endorsed them. We have to always mention this on the podcast. Whenever we recommend or endorse anything, it's partially because we are unaware of them either offending or killing someone,
And so one
etc.
day, if either of us should ever decide to run for office, this can't be used against us
So
in the
if
court
you
of public
hear us,
opinion.
yeah, if you hear us say, I really like this guy, that's not the reason we really like that guy.
Because he
And
murdered a bunch of
also,
people.
you should play this as well after you play that clip of us explaining that, in case it is in fact used again. Ben, neither you or I are probably going to run for office. I'm just going to say,
Most likely not.
yeah. Uh, Also, people say, well, nowadays, I don't know. And it's like, I do. No. Still, Ben and I do not have the protection of any cabal whatsoever. At least not that I know of. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. Maybe the
I mean, if I do have
Lutheran
protection
Missouri Synod is
of a cabal,
really pulling
they're
for me.
doing a great job because I am not
Yeah.
aware of them, and nobody has murdered me yet.
I think it was Carrie Thornley, something like that. But maybe somebody else who coined the idea of pronoia, the idea that you think that shadowy cabals exist, but they are working for your benefit. I think that that is wonderful. Oh, oh no, I lost it. There was something I was going to say that I just remembered, and now I don't remember it anymore. And you know how that is, Ben.
It'll come to you.
Yeah. Um, so let's see. Reading, talked about that already.
I was
Um,
the set designer for the previous show at Annex had some set design rejects, and I just happened to walk through the space, and I'm like, oh hey, I like that one. She's like, you can have it then. So now I have a picture of a Stegosaurus on my wall. Look at that.
let's see it. Let's see it.
Stegosaurus. You
Oh, look
can
at
kind of
that.
see
That's
it.
very great. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hey. It
Oh,
was
hey.
apparently $8 at the Goodwill.
So
But
hey,
I got
can
it
we
for
talk about this
free.
for a second? I have a someone that I know who owns their own home, who has purchased solar for their home, and I asked them about it, and they said that the solar panels and the installation of the solar panels uh, were expensive, and they're going to be paying them off, but that the money they're saving with their solar is going to mean that they don't have an electric bill.
Yeah.
So they're going to be paying off the solar with the money they would have been paying for their electric bill. Okay, so that's number one.
Yep.
Number two, um, they have said that the solar panels are not on yet because they have to have an appointment with the power company to switch over to the solar panels.
Yeah, it makes sense that you would need somebody to manage that.
Okay.
You can't just
Here's the
unplug from the grid and plug into your roof.
here's the last part. I said, well, this sounds great then. If the grid ever goes down, you'll still have power. And they said, no, the batteries cost extra. So the power company is storing our power for us.
Okay.
So installation of solar panels. I have to wait for the power company to turn them on. Power company is storing the solar. You're not going to be paying the power company for power. And then also you can sell the power back to the power company if you generate more.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like the power company installed solar panels on your roof and you paid for it. Because you are not going to you basically paid for the power company to have an energy collection thing on your roof
And you get first
because
dibs
you
at that
can't
energy.
because you can't store you personally cannot store that energy.
I'm not. I have no idea, but it sounds like one could, should they decide to invest in the batteries.
Right, but if they don't, if you say forget you power company, um they the power company can still cut off your power. Then you will have no power and these solar panels on your roof.
Well, I mean, again, I don't know how they're connected. Sounds like you can have power as long as those solar power panels are working. I
No.
don't. Doesn't sound like the power comes into the panels, goes to the power company, and then comes back to your house.
No, that's exactly what's happening. You
There's
don't
no
have any
direct
batteries.
connection between these. Well, that doesn't sound right.
You don't have direct current from the solar panels. Solar panels don't work that way. They have to have batteries to store the power.
Yeah. So if you don't have the
You don't
batteries,
and you don't have the batteries. The power company has the batteries. The power company keeps track of how much power you're giving them. They give you that power, and
yep.
then any extra they give you. So you could be making money eventually if you use less power than your solar panels are getting.
Right.
But if you use more power than your solar panels are getting, still pay the power company however much that little bit is. The concept though is that you're just going to use up that power. It's not a I see what you're saying, Ben. It isn't like they are um you aren't getting the power from those solar panels. You're getting power from the power company. Power company is getting power from the solar panels, and it works itself out how much you're getting and how much they're getting. But you're not storing power independently of the power company. That's the big thing. And hey, if you have solar and I've explained this in a way that is absolutely incorrect, um, sorry, and I will take that
We keep it wrong
as
here.
incorrect. The thing the person who bought these solar panels told me was they do not have any storage for their power. That would have been batteries. That would have cost extra.
Yeah.
That's why it goes to the power company, and then if they generate more than they use, the power company gives them a check
Yeah.
because the
So
power company
once they
then
pay it
uses that
off,
energy for other
then
people.
it sounds like a cost benefit. But I mean, I would imagine that it's more beneficial to be able to store the power locally. That way, when the
Yes.
grid goes down, if whatever happens, you can still run your stuff.
Yeah, the idea would be well, and then the other thing is this. Um, I don't know if the solar panels that you have on your house are going to be enough to run everything that you run in your house. That could be possible, but also could
Depends on
not.
how many
And
batteries
I
you
I
have.
don't know. Yeah, I don't know if they well, or just how much you use because remember they're running it right if you're storing it yourself. But I'm saying if they're storing it with the power company, right?
Yeah.
The idea is the power company is storing all that, and then anything you use comes out of that as like a fund
Bucket.
kind of. But what if your solar panels don't generate enough,
Then you still pay
right?
the
You'll
power
still
for
paying
the
the
power
power
company.
company,
Yeah.
right?
But not as much.
But not as much as you would have paid if you didn't have the solar panels, correct? But if you're planning on your savings on your power, paying off the solar panels, there's a chance that you might get underwater for a little bit.
So what you're telling me is you're not going to install solar panels on your house
I'm
anytime
not
soon.
installing solar panels yet until, and this is the thing, um, a lot of people think that it's a good deal when they're talking about it. I'm gonna wait. I probably will continue talking to this person for a while, find out exactly how they're doing in 5 years.
I mean, I can
How are those
imagine
solar
like
panels
if
doing?
you have, say, an electric car, work out a
Hmm.
way for your solar panels to only power a battery stored to power your electric car. Your house power still comes from the power company, but you're not
Yeah,
paying the power company to power your car anymore.
yeah. And of course, the other thing is that you are still beholden to this company who understands how all this stuff works. You do not understand how this stuff works.
Not
So,
yet, but I'll learn.
yeah. Yeah, you, Ben. And then there's the right to repair
The
question.
fuck. Sorry,
Hey, speaking about that,
I don't know what
now
happened,
Ben,
but my
will they
waveforms
record?
have suddenly just disappeared from
Oh no.
audition.
So
But
we're done, by the way. It's the end
good.
of the podcast. I wonder if you
Not
recorded
good, but
yourself
like
swearing.
I wanna. I just want to know why I'm having so. It's good. The power company. The power company is
Yeah, they heard what you said.
causing
They
me
heard what I
issues.
said. Oh no. All right.
Thankfully, I
Well,
was
Ben, keep it
recording the
wrong.
Zoom. Keep it
Yeah.
wrong, Paul. Talk to you next week. How's it happening?
Bye. How's it happening?
Bye.
And the other thing.
Yeah, whatever that was.
And the other thing is now the other thing. I just realized.
Exactly.